What's up? What's up? Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back. We are joined by the Biggs family doing big things without a doubt. This is Christian Biggs and Justin Biggs, and they both just launched their podcast, Sibling Rivalry. What's it called?
It's called Biggs versus
Biggs versus Biggs. I'm sorry.
I'm the first Biggs, and he's the second Biggs on it.
That's what
everybody
like to say, but
everybody knows.
Okay. Well, I mean, you are the older brother.
I am, yeah.
But
so
I'm more
you're
handsome.
bigger than Biggs.
I'm big, yeah. I'm bigger than the. Yeah.
I'm more handsome and I'm taller. So.
So, guys, man, it's a pleasure to have you in studio, and I'm happy that you guys chose us, to come on and talk about this new partnership with P. Diddy and Revolt. Mm-hmm. And I'm super stoked to just hear about. Mm-hmm. That collaboration, that connection, how did it come about, and putting not only that out there to the world, but where they can find your show, how they can tune in, what's the scheduled dates of your releases per week? Is it every day, weekly, once a week? Is it monthly? So tell us.
Well, it's every week on Thursdays.
Okay.
We're on. Matter of fact, we have a Taste Thursday, right? Mm-hmm. It's so early. It's Vegas.
Yeah.
It's today at 12. It's coming out, a very special episode. It's going to be crazy.
Yeah, you're going to love it, Ness.
You guys going to love it. You guys going to love it. And, we were just in the boxing world, man, just doing what we were doing. And some people reached out. And we were working with the All Call Outs platform for a while doing that, And we just had the idea. And Revolt was just so gracious to allow us to, partner with them. Because I just feel like boxing needs more stuff, more platforms like this. Like what you guys are doing, the Breakfast Club of boxing is amazing. I had to come here. How can I have a podcast if I don't come here?
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
So, we doing, we doing the Drink Champs thing over there, and we're trying to bring it and collab the culture. And like, I always found it crazy, right? A lot of fighters, even from my city, world champions, walk around and a lot of people don't know who they are. 30-something fights, and I started getting a lot of recognition at, let's say, 5 fights with the little amount that I had, because I was like, just outside and within the culture. So I think that's what we're doing here with the Biggs versus Biggs platform, just bringing that cultural feeling to boxing.
So where are you guys taping?
Oh, we're taping in New York, and you can hear us on all streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts. So it's pretty dope. You can find us everywhere.
We're actually the only sports podcast on Revolt Podcast Network.
We are?
That's huge.
The only one. The one and only.
Yeah.
That's huge. Now, was podcasting something that you wanted to do before the opportunity with Revolt, or was that meeting what led to the podcast? Like, you guys should do this.
I seen you doing it, and I said, yeah, I got to get into this. No, but, we had someone, my man, Frankie and Eric, they came up to us. They do a lot of video work with us, and they were like, "Yo, you guys should do a podcast." So one day we went and we set up and everything, and then I think the pandemic hit, and then it kind of just fizzled out, and then the opportunity with this came along. So it was like, "Yo, this is perfect,"
For sure.
What has the experience been like? What were the expectations going into it, and what has the reality been so far?
I think our expectations were set pretty realistically. When you're starting something new, we've never done it before. But I think it just came about because it's something that we've always done, just love to talk passionately about boxing. And I never agree with this guy because he's not very smart. So it just came about very, very naturally. And I mean, actually, Eric, Frankie were one of the first people to tell us to do a podcast. But a lot of people told us, you guys should do something with your boxing knowledge, because I like to think we're not like average boxers when it comes to our IQ with the sport. And we definitely want to express that to the audience and everyone so they can just enjoy it like we enjoy it at home.
Being as though that both of you have been trained, mentored, and are around Yoel Judah, have you had an opportunity to talk to him about his experience in Australia, being there with Devin Haney?
That was episode 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was episode 1, guys. Check it out. We talk about that, him being the only trainer to train 2 undisputed champions. And there's a lot of history in that. And it was an amazing experience, the way he describes it. Them defeating the odds. Shout out to Devin. doing that. And even we went back speaking about him and Zab and how they defied the odds in back then. So it's just an amazing story, man.
So do you guys have a studio location, or are you out the house right now until it grows, or does
New York?
Yeah,
but
we had a couple different locations. So we try to depending on where the people we're going to interview are, we kind of move around to try to do that, you know.
So you really like $1 million worth of game. They come to the people and they set up.
Okay,
I ain't going to say that. I don't know enough about them. I've watched one or two episodes that cater to boxing that he has been on location.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, I don't even know that they have like
so they always go wherever they go?
The shit I've seen, I don't know, I'm sure there's episodes I haven't seen, but I always see them on the go. So
our studio don't look like this, though. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
Yeah, this is banging.
This is crazy. Our stuff don't look like this yet.
Top notch.
After the first season, we'll see where we're at, but it don't look like this. This is crazy.
This is like 11 years in the making, man. So you already know it doesn't. I mean, you guys have a leap, and that's kind of the story I want. As a business person, I'm intrigued. Mm-hmm. Who came a knocking? Like, how'd the partnership with Revolt and Diddy come about?
Okay.
Tell him,
well, we got shout out to $8, man.
Okay. Your uncle stay doing his thing.
Everything go through big bro, and it's just like we just boxing. One thing I have to say about boxing, which is incredible, being on the front lines, I was able to meet so many different people, and shout out to my man JJ that put everything together for us and made it very comfortable. And at the end of the day, man, you have to sit with the execs and you have to tell them why this is gonna work. And my thing is, I felt that partnering with Revolt would bring validity, and then having someone guys that are actually in this, that boxing, that know about boxing, and like the new media thing, like we're the first ones to, I believe, do that. I know Sean was fighting a little bit as his podcast when I was shouting to Sean Porter, but now like we're really in the thick of it, fighting November 5th, and people are going to experience like our story while we're commenting on other fighters. And I love it because if I say something about a fighter, I think it's beautiful because they don't like what I say. We always can fight, So, and I understand them as well because I feel for them. So I just love that aspect of it.
So have you had fighters get upset over shit you've said on the podcast yet? Or?
Nobody yet. Today's episode, people gonna be upset.
You really? Why?
People gonna be upset, man.
Who's dropping on today's episode, and what's the conversation about? Man, not too much details because you guys got to go subscribe and tune in.
I gotta ask you, have you heard about the Barclay's brawl?
Oh, good, because that's the one I seen, not the episode, but obviously you guys put out a short.
Yeah.
And I got to and I followed David. And I did see that. Yeah. But let me tell you, until yesterday that you dropped that short, I didn't know that was Rockman getting beat up.
Wow.
Wow. Well, you know what?
And I'm going to say beat up because it looked like he got scooped.
Scooped up.
He got scooped. Yeah. Like, first of all, Flats hit him from the stairs. So he got the leverage on Rockman Jr. Yeah. So he's above. He's like 3 steps up. Boom. Hooks him. Goes under, scoops him, and jumps down off the fucking stairs, bro.
Wait, it was Flats?
Bro, I thought it was blood. I seen that they was in Brooklyn. I'm like, oh, that's some dude. He's a blood because my man Rockman was all red. I'm like, oh, shit.
He came for blood.
I said, oh, shit, David Flats. But like, this dude is serious because I've met him in Atlanta and shit like that. He always talking that all call out. He on some. And I'm like, wow, he really like that. It was like a movie. Rockman coming up the stairs, he coming down the stairs, and it was no talking. He like, boom, scooped his big ass. But look, Rock got up and was on top. But, David's pretty good grappling. Like, he was able to get up and kind of like swing the fuck around. And I don't know. Give me some detail. That shit was so crazy.
So, that story, we all have the same trainer.
All team judo.
Team judo, right? So that story
That's true. Even Hassan Rockman.
Yeah, he's with us too. Shout out to him with this fight with Vitor. So look, we're all training, and all call-outs is popping. The pandemic is popping, and what happens on all call-outs when you're one of the main guys on there? Like I was on there a lot. I had the first argument with another fighter, and people really want to pull up on you. And I guess Flat being the host of the show, Rockman wanted to pull up on him, and it was supposed to just be sparring. But somehow sparring always turns into, when people can't get their hands on each other, I'm going to do this when I see you. So then that transformed into something else. And there's a lot of stories in boxing like this, y'all. If y'all really like, between Mike Tyson stories, and there's so much stuff that doesn't get covered.
Yeah.
You know, but I just think being like around everybody and having great relationships, you know, we heard a lot. So there's two sides of the story. Rockman, he is coming on the show. We got Flat side. I cannot give someone with this platform let one person talk and not the other person.
For sure.
So Rock is gonna come on. And it's an interesting story, man. I can't say anybody got beat up, but it was an interesting story.
What? So what? There's more to than that clip?
No, that's what I'm trying. It's so much more than a clip. It's so much more. Like, and this is not even just for promo. We were interviewing him, and if you could see our faces, it was like, oh like this is so deep, and so many more people were involved in it than we initially thought. So, you know, shout out to Flat for really giving his 100% authentic view of what happened, because we got a lot of insight. I want you to listen to it, so I don't want to tell you too much.
Yeah.
But it's like a lot of, even there's a certain street element to it that we don't endorse, but it's definitely there. So, yeah, it's going to be.
We broke the story.
What made y'all want to dib and dab into that?
You know what? I just.
And the reason I'm asking, right, is being in boxing. There's a lot of shit that never hits the news, never makes it out there. And I think it's certain shit shouldn't be out there. So did you guys have any fear? You know, because I'm not saying it's a slippery slope, but it's something that at the end of the day ain't got nothing to do with y'all.
It's cultural, so it's like it's like if I'm interviewing someone, right, I have to understand what they kind of like bring to the table. So as we're doing the interview, it didn't start out like, yeah, let's talk about this situation, but it transforms to where the guest wants to go with it, you know. And sometimes people like this is
you guys didn't get them on to talk about that then.
No.
Honestly, truthfully, I hoped he would talk about it, but I didn't know how much of it he would talk about.
We did.
So it wasn't like the shit happened and y'all picked up the phone.
No, this is months ago.
This happened. When Tank versus Rollies.
Yeah. But see,
I was there.
Yeah.
I was there.
So it was
When you're doing like, this is the aspect of when you're doing. It's too many. Like you guys, I like what you're doing. There's too many boring boxing shows. There's too much. Trying to be like, one, I'm not scared of anybody. Two, I have to bring something different to the table, you know, and people want to speak about certain situations because someone will have a preconceived notion about something and never get their story out. And that's not fair either. Just like sparring. Something may happen in sparring. A guy say he did this, did that, drop clips of me, and it's not even true. So if you're sometimes just so humble and like, yeah, I don't really talk about sparring. This guy is saying he punched my head off. I'm going to talk about how I punched his head off and how we could do it for real. So that's just my take on it. Like some episodes are just straight. It's just what people want to talk about. Okay. You know, that's how I look at it.
And that's why I was asking, because it just came off like y'all got him on for the reason. Like that was the only reason y'all got him.
Nah. He has a show called All Callouts, and I was stating
I've seen it.
In the beginning. See, All Callouts is a certain type of show that I produced, right? And it's for that demographic. This show is right in the middle. There's other shows that are different, but it's cultural. You know, people want to talk about these type of things.
So what other things are you guys looking to do with your platform? Because obviously, bringing awareness to yourselves is one. But like you said, Sean Porter is retired. I thought about it because I'm like, what you mean? Sean been doing, but it's like. You guys are now coming up on the rise, so a little bit different. So what other things are you guys looking to do with the platform?
Well, we wanna highlight a lot of the aspects of boxing that don't get highlighted. A lot of the media personalities or the journalists that have been working diligently for years in the sport that I don't really get to see them talk a lot either. So it's gonna be a few episodes that we have on that side of the spectrum.
And what do you mean by that you don't get to see some of the media members speak?
Like I don't know Ellie Sekback's story. I don't even know Nestor or your story, but you guys are very important pillars of the sport. And I think a lot of people would be very interested to see and hear what you have to say. And the last thing about the Rockman Flat situation was their beef got squashed. So that was a big part of why we even put it on our platform, because it's not like they're still guns blazing at each other. So, but yeah, that's what I meant by.
And you know, a lot of these fighters too. I'm gonna just say this, which I don't like. A lot of these fighters they like to bully, even NBA, right? They like to bully media people,
right?
You know,
this is true.
So if you put something out, and I'm gonna ask you about it. If you don't want to talk about it, don't talk about it. But if you put it out, it's my business, because you put it out for everybody. If I put something out, and so like you know, Nessa, you asked me about the Revolt situation. I put it out. How am I say? How am I not want to speak about it? So I'm not I refuse to be bullied by any fighter. That's off rip. Because if you don't like what I say, we can spar, we can fight, we can do whatever. So that's what I think makes it like a unique place that I'm in. Because I'm still, getting busy, but I understand how it is when certain things are asked to me, But we do a plethora of things. Like we have, we're debating about different boxing topics, but we're covering everything. Like we're talking about Triple G is fighting Canelo. Like I don't want to see that, But I feel like I can really say how I truly feel, because I'm not afraid of what people are gonna say.
Do you guys believe that there could be something you say that, forget the fighter, pisses off the promoter? Because at the end of the day, they the ones that sign it. They put in the events together.
They're gonna do, whoever's popping, they're gonna use you. As you see, look at you gotta stand out in this sport.
I like them.
You know what I'm saying? You gotta stand out. You can't be the I'm already in a weird position. Like us, let's talk about us African American fighters. They believe you don't sell tickets. They believe your people don't support you. And no matter how great you are, the greatest fighter right now, Terrence Bud Crawford, they're talking about he needs to speak out more. But he has all these consecutive knockouts. He's beaten 11 Olympians already, and is far beyond.
That's the difference, though. It's either you want to call him the greatest fighter in the world, that's cool. He ain't a superstar though.
But why is he not a superstar?
Because he don't speak out more.
But if he was, Miguel Cotto didn't speak out that much.
He had a country behind him.
Exactly. We have our people too, but it's the way that we're promoted. They're throwing fights in areas that don't help.
That may be true, but it's also, how many sports does Puerto Rico have that are bigger than boxing?
The NBA is full of black guys, and they're shining, but they're promoting the crap out of those black guys. And just like when I was promoting, I was throwing fights. Why am I throw a fight somewhere that it's not a big demographic of these type of people? When I threw it in Atlanta, sold out. When I'm in the airport, everybody, they're taking pictures with me. It's the way that they're thinking.
Well, why Shakur ain't sell out?
He went to Atlanta with Herring.
Matter of fact, why they only did 4,000 tickets?
Well, I don't know. For me to speculate, right? My father used to always tell me, our father's our first trainer, close the show. You got to close the show. You got to your performance has to also speak for you as a fighter.
Man, but
so
was Floyd closing the show?
But Floyd, because of he was when he was younger. And Floyd was knocking everybody out when he was younger, and there was a situation where in MGM Grand they had a picture of Britney Spears. He said, "I want that on the side of the building." He's been champion since he was 19 years old, and they didn't give it to him. Then Floyd made that transition to change the way he was approaching it and said, "Okay, look, guys are getting bigger. I'm gonna talk crazy. I'm gonna change my name to Money." Some fighters are an acquired taste. They're jazz. They're very good. They're defense first. And they're going to touch you up, and they're going to get out of there. That's their mindset, right? And they're, over time, if they consistently win, you're going to have to let them in, because they're going to keep beating your best fighters. Then there's the other guys who are killers. The Terrence Crawfords of the world, the Errol Spencers of the world. Immediately as you see them, you go, I got to see this guy.
Deontay
Wilder. They're I call them the last action heroes. They're going in there for blood.
And every time.
But those acquired taste guys sometimes will beat those guys who are offense first, trying to put on the show. Me, I'm trying to knock you out. And if I can't knock you out, I'll go, okay, cool. This guy don't want to go. I'm gonna just get this win. But I want to be the best fight of the night. I want to be a knockout artist. That's how when I come in the ring.
But doesn't that put pressure on you?
No, because
of course it does. Of course,
not
it
me,
does.
bro. Speak for
I
yourself.
think it puts pressure on any fighter to go in there thinking I have to do a certain thing in order for people to watch me fight. But that's the sport. This is what it's about.
Let me ask you. You just brought up Bud, right? And I think the world of Bud. I think he's a phenomenal fighter. You know, we've had Bomac here the last couple of days.
Yeah.
And I asked him. I said, Bomac, with all the fighters you've trained and all the fights you've been in, I know there's been at least one fight where you like, yeah, we know we're gonna walk through this guy. And he was like, nah. So, that being said, for A, do you believe him? And B, do you think like maybe you should kind of go into it with it in the back of your mind, like, damn, like I am putting this pressure on me?
You should train like everybody's Godzilla. That's one, right? I go in every fight like everybody's super, super dangerous because I understand that people are not going to check for me no more. They're going to say I wasn't that good if I slip. But I live in the belief system of this. If this person makes a mistake and I catch this person, it's a high probability that they're going to sleep. It's not that I'm saying that all I'm about is knockouts. I can win in so many different ways. But I know I could punch. And there's certain guys that just can't punch.
What do you guys think of Andre Ward as a fighter?
Cool. Andre Ward's a great fighter.
I personally was never
a fan.
I admire him and the things that he's done, but personally, he was never like one of my favorite fighters. But upon watching him again, I'm like, wow, he really break people down, like turn great fighters into seemingly average fighters. So much respect to him. But no, personally, I was never.
He's he's the last man to win a gold medal in boxing for this country.
True.
Why is it that you guys believe that he didn't become a superstar?
I feel he left too soon. He left all these fights on the table, man. He could have fought Canelo. He could have fought Triple G. He left him on the table.
But you don't think
he could have been fighting Bivol? He could have fought.
You don't think at the point where
right
he
now,
was
he
in his career,
Arthur Beterbiev.
multiple division world champion,
He was young.
13-year
He
professional.
was young. Google him.
No, but that's what I'm saying. You don't think in 13 years he did enough to become a superstar?
No.
He won the Super 6.
I think
as well, right?
Yeah, he beat.
He won the Super 6 on Showtime, which was a secondary network to HBO at that time. Like, none of the shit he did matters in the grand scope of things.
The only reason I'm asking
you
is there's this famous.
You won a tournament that they created because that division wasn't popping.
You know the reason
there
I'm
were
asking.
killers there though.
The reason I'm asking.
Yeah, Arthur Abraham was a killer. Jermaine Teller had some knockouts.
The thing itself is beyond the point. The reason I'm asking is because I feel like he could have been that superstar. At the time he retired, he would have been a superstar.
Based off what?
Had he opened his mouth more, like. Bro, people in this country don't pay to watch you win. They pay to watch you lose.
But Andre Ward's biggest win is like Kovalev.
But that's not true, though. I have to say that's not true.
What?
No. Kovalev's the biggest one. That's true.
Win, yeah.
It's just who you are. It depends on your demographic.
No.
If you're, I think that he could have done more. I do think he could have done more.
Hell yeah.
But he did do a lot. And also, it's your style of fighting.
My
he
God,
just was in the wrong era. Let me tell you.
To this day,
let me get this off, please. He was in the wrong era. What happened was he was in the era where you weren't allowed to be a draw. Remember when Andre Ward was fighting in Oakland, people were mad like, "Oh, he got home court advantage." They forced him out of his home. Now Tank is embraced. Oh, they want him in Atlanta. Take him wherever. Triple G, right? They give you you're a draw. Come on, Ryan, come to San Antonio. You're a draw. Come to your people. When it was Ward, get away from your people.
Yeah,
it's
but
different.
Tank is
different era.
Tank is guerrilla-fied though. Tank is like
guerrilla-fied.
Like there's certain fighters out there, man, that they really are putting those performances on to where you're like, yo, he might kill somebody tonight. And see, Ward, those type of guys, like the people that are affected by the Ward era, right? You have a lot of fighters that are doing one step forward, one step backwards. Like it's like a tippy toe type of fighting that is very defensively sound. Mm-hmm. And usually later on, those styles will beat those guys that are big punchers because they're looking for those big shots. Usually, if that puncher is not someone exceptionally special, but it's going to take them to get in the ring with a guy that's knocking everyone out, and then they get in there with him, and then like Kovalev Ward, right? I thought the first fight was very close. I thought Kovalev had won it originally, right? Second fight, Ward did his thing. Eventually, his style overcame, because Kovalev didn't knock him out. People were like, okay, he won. That's how I think.
I just feel that, and I was at both those fights. I feel that I just used Ward as an example because he accomplished on paper a lot. But I feel that in this country, in order for you to get to a superstar status, you gotta have more people paying to watch you lose than to watch you win. Like you brought up Cotto, but and I brought up how boxing is so huge to the Puerto Rican community, to their people. They truly, support. You get what I'm saying? My homegirl from Dallas, she ain't never heard of Earl Spence before she came over here. You get what I'm saying?
Wow, yes.
He doing 50,000. I've been there. He just did 40 in April. I was there. But it's like Earl's a rather quiet guy. You don't really hear too much about him. He ain't really getting into it with people online and nothing like that. Yo, people pay to watch you lose. And I think there's an interview Dan Rayfield did, and he said it. He's like, Floyd could have been loved and embraced by the American people coming out of the Olympics, and he chose not to do that. Ward, chose something else.
How did Floyd chose not to be loved and embraced?
Well, no, I mean, he chose the pretty boy than the money. Like, he chose to, the shit talk and
I don't think he chose it.
It wasn't working.
No, none of those. You guys are forgetting he was robbed, so he had disdain. So, of course, Pretty Boy was born because it was a fuck you attitude. You robbed me in the Olympics. He cried. Of course, he took an attitude. He had a chip on his shoulder after you robbed me of what I worked my entire life for. Yeah, I got a chip on my shoulder. Now I got an attitude. He was a nice guy. Look at all the documentaries they got with him and his dad. He was very nice. He was a very nice, well-spoken. Yeah. Nah, I just want to be a world champ. Like, super nice is when they robbed him and he crying in front of the world. I think, and it doesn't make me right.
I think maybe y'all both right. Maybe it's one part that, another part that. But also when it comes to stars in the sport, great fighters need great adversaries a lot of times to make them
a nemesis. You need a nemesis.
I believe if Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford do fight, their superstars will be born. That's what I believe.
What's the bigger fight, Tank and Ryan or Errol and Crawford?
I think Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford.
That's the better fight, but Tank is so within his people. That's the thing. It's the people got him. Like when he fights, everyone comes out because he's marketed on the right platforms, like
which is the internet. Huh?
And it's also black internet.
Yo, but it's crazy though, because if you look at it now, and I'll say this about Tank, at least the last 3 years, yo, he's been one of the most private fighters on the internet. Like,
yeah, barely posts.
Like, he barely posts shit.
He posted more on his TikTok than anything else.
He might, even if he tweet, he might delete the shit. Yesterday, he woke up on the wrong side of the bed, he said. Yep. You get what I'm saying? So it's like, we don't even know. Like, to me, Tank Tank 1,000,000% reaches the people. But he not out here with the people.
You know how he's doing it, though? Everything that Floyd figured out, his marketing team has passed it down to Tank. And when you look at a lot of these young fighters, right, all the young ones, know what they're doing right?
I don't know. Floyd was so active on social media all the time, to this day.
In the public.
It's the PR and the marketing tools that they're using, because they're promoting him very well, right? And when you look at these young fighters coming up, right, if a lot of people don't know, have never seen these kids fight, but they know when they buy a new chain or watch, they know who their girlfriend is, and their girlfriend is usually someone within
for sure
that. So when I see that, I'm like, you're doing the right thing.
Then you have the greatest fighter of our era backing him, promoting him. So it's just a certain level of validity that comes with
and
that.
he knocked people out.
But people
do much.
But people like to complain and say that Tank's not happy with Mayweather Promotions, and that Mayweather Promotions doesn't promote, and that outside of Tank, who does Mayweather have?
How can he promote a lot of those other guys though? Realistically, I mean, some of the other roster that I've seen, it's just like, if you're a puncher, you should be carried by being a puncher. That should be pretty much it. Yo, you're a puncher. Yo, that guy's going to get TV time. He's doing his thing. If you're not a puncher, I feel like you have to be a showman. You have to do tricks. You have to, like, see Paulie?
Nah, I disagree, champ. I ain't gonna lie to you. Floyd Mayweather and Mayweather Promotions have put people in positions that nobody else could have got them people in them positions.
But they haven't made another Tank.
No, they haven't. They haven't. But what I'm saying is they've had talent that on paper was lesser than previous talent, but the previous talent was more known because it's promoted. For example, Badu Jack. You get what I'm saying? How it like, and I take nothing away, great career, but it's like, yo, Richardson Hitchens was an Olympian. You get what I'm saying? He's in that life.
He's nice.
You get what I'm saying? All that, like he Tank little brother, like, but my man's on Twitter pleading for a fight. Please put me in the ring.
That's wrong. Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, we've heard fighters say it. Some people may agree, but they just feel that
Lonnie B complains.
Well, no, I was gonna say
Mickey Bay complains.
I was gonna say specifically how basically once Floyd retired, how the promotion wasn't as much, bro. And I'm gonna tell you, I've been covering the sport. I've been living out here. Yo, Mayweather Promotions used to do 2 shows a month at Sam's Town. Used to do 800 to 1,000 people every time.
But when like sometimes with these companies, right? Me promoting.
And that's promotion.
Me promoting. When the budget is not there, and you got guys that are good fighters, they're gonna take time because it's an acquired taste. They're gonna beat some punchers, and you're gonna accept them later on. Then you have guys putting people on posters. You have a TV slot. Who are you going to put on? You're going to put on the guy putting people on posters. Every time you go out there, if you are not a puncher, I tell everybody, do something amazing. Do a trick. Be defensive. I don't know. Wear a flashy outfit.
Say something crazy.
For real.
Because if you're not putting guys on posters, I don't want to see you personally. I'm going to just keep it 100. If I can go out to the club on Saturday.
So you don't watch much boxing then, because we not getting knockouts like that.
I watch it because it's like,
we watch it because we're connoisseurs of the sport.
Yeah,
and you learn a lot. But realistically speaking, it's like really a 5 or 6, maybe 10 fighters I really want to see when I'm like, oh, they're about to fight.
Yeah,
like Better BF, NOE.
Okay, so let me ask you. Let me ask you guys this: when you look at it, do you know, when you look at guys like Tank, like Ryan, just whoever it is in the sport, do you guys look at it like, and not saying that y'all want to be them, but do y'all look at it like, oh, I wanna have his star power, or I wanna have his skills?
I don't feel like you're that. This is my thing, right? If you have not figured out how to, knocking people out is about distribution of weight. It's about turning punches over. It's about going into the fire, not going out the fire. Some people, I've always had to think of, oh man, well you got a right hook and you do this. I'm like, I figured out how to turn my punches over. I'm the same weight as everybody else, but it's a skill. It's a knockout artist. It's artistry.
So you don't think none of that's God gifted? Like people say, Tank is God gifted with that knockout ability.
Some of it is, but it's really distribution away. Look how he hit Pedraza with that hook.
Yeah, but I mean, like it's science, right? Like you're saying. So you need a certain amount of force to produce a knockout, which is why a lot of times in those smaller weight classes, a lot of guys like Bam, Chocolatito, we would love their fights because it's action packed. They just banging for 12 rounds, but they can't produce the force to get the knockout.
Anyways, putting you on a, I'm telling you, he's gorillafied.
Yeah, but it's kind of the same thing. It's like, we have a very small amount of people, just like anyways. How many lightweights is getting knockouts on a consistent basis?
Triple G was amazing, but Triple G beats you up. And it's just, he's touching you so much that he's breaking you down.
Better BF as well. Yeah.
Better BF is not I don't see him with it's just your mentality. It's just how much you focus on the sport. You go, I'm hit this guy this amount of times. Above 50%, you're going to get a stoppage or a knockout. I don't want to see, to be real, a guy tapping another guy. Because you ever had a girl over and you talking about boxing and you have a shorty over and she's watching some bullshit? Like, you're like she's falling asleep.
You trying to put her on and
you could have went to the club.
Bro, let me tell you.
You had a section. You could have went to the club.
No, for sure. Look, let me tell you, bro would tell you. I used to really dress up for the fights.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, Bro, the flyest, to this day, the flyest. I got some custom velour pants. I had a silk shirt, got the chest open. You feel me? We had the section for the club after the fight. Let me tell you, bro, it was Rances Barthélemy versus Robert Easter. I ain't gonna lie, I have never, as a media member, been more bored at a fight than now. I'm like, damn, this was a wasted outfit.
I think I remember that fight, but for the wrong reasons.
But I'll say this though, you right in that sense in the entertainment aspect, but it's like, yo, for me, it's like I love what Tank does. I love the events, because they're events. You feel me? Like I was there in Brooklyn. I've been to all over the country. He bring them out. You get what I'm saying? I love that, and I see the attraction of that. But for me, as a diehard, not trying to sell it to. It's just I'm taking the box over the puncher. Not
really
95 out of 100.
Yeah,
times.
me too.
For you to witness yourself, like to watch the fight.
To win.
Or you talking about
to win? No, you're right about that.
Win.
Well, a great boxer will be the great puncher.
Yeah, I'll go with that.
You know, and that is why for me, when it comes to I just feel like people pay to watch you lose. So I feel like if you do it the right way, even if you're not a knockout artist, and even if you're not Floyd Mayweather, if you do it the right way, you still, like, I know they call us the Haney voice, whatever, but, bro, he only 23 years old.
Yeah.
I would say he's one of the top 10, top 15 most popular names, or, you know, because it's just like you said, it ain't just boxing, it's things outside of the boxing. Last night, he just did the GQ top 10 essentials. I think there may have been, maybe Canelo and Tank, the only two other boxers that did it.
He's doing it right. He's doing it right.
They've been doing it for a long time, properly.
In his development, like you get your man strength. There's development. I think he'll go on to be getting more and more stoppages, right? More and more stoppages, more knockouts. I'm just saying, like, we have to be real about this boxing thing. Boxing is dying because I don't look at certain, like Terence Crawford. I don't say, oh, he's a puncher. I look at Terence like I looked at Leonard, and he can box, he can punch. He's complete. Like I look at Tank like Tank is complete, right? There's some guys the boy could box. We've seen it with Cruz. We've seen it with Rollies, right? We've seen it with Mario Barrios. He can box just as good as anybody else, but he can punch. So I don't look at them so limited. And that's the thing I really didn't like about the sport. You start knocking guys out, you're just a puncher. Nah, I can do everything. There's certain guys that can do everything. Then there's certain guys that are just punchers. But let's keep it real. The sport is dying because it's not being promoted that well, and then guys are not going in there and getting violent.
I wouldn't say it's dying though. I would say that it's just opened up another door for like the celebrity boxing stuff.
I can't say dying with all the growth that we've got.
Well, because you got guys like Jake Paul knocking people out.
But not even Jake
about the
Paul.
Heart, I think, of boxing, I guess we're trying to say.
I just feel like, I mean, Fox got involved. Like, people have been saying boxing was dying since HBO. And then it's like Fox is involved. ESPN is involved. DAZN got involved. You know, you got Boxer now involved.
Triller, all that, yeah.
Triller. It's just, we're far from dying. I think we're at, the height.
You're right, Ness. You're right.
I get what you're saying.
And we're selling so many pay-per-views. Every month there's a pay-per-view, if not two.
We are.
And I get what you're saying, and I agree that the obviously knockout sell. That's a given. I do believe that the promoters need to promote more. But I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm putting it on the fighters more, bro. I feel like fighters do a god-awful, as a whole, god-awful job at promoting themselves. I think 9 times out of 10, and I'm not putting it as much on the fighter, maybe the team around them, but, half these fighters are terrible speakers. They don't know what it is to talk on in front of a microphone when the camera's on, whatever. Some of these guys refuse to do interviews. Like, bro, it's night and day. Media comes out from the UK, and they're like, what do you mean they don't arrange a one-on-one interview? That's the promoter's job.
And that's why the sport is so much bigger over there, because not only do the fans love boxing, but it's like you said, they cater. Like Eddie Hearn will stay after a press concert at least 45 to an hour and 30 minutes, and there's lines of media members waiting. He gives everybody a
I like
one-on-one.
that guy.
Even if it's the same question over and over. Wilder Joshua, Wilder Joshua. He'll sit there, put on a happy face. Bob ain't doing that. You don't even know where the fuck Al is. And the other cronies he got, nobody wants to interview him.
Like you were saying, boxers can't speak. Boxers are they're the same way in the NFL, the NBA, hockey, baseball. It's the same type of thing. They're the same guys, but it's just a marketing tool behind them. But my only problem is this. I don't believe you can knock everybody out. But sometimes people are in there with guys that have no business to be in there with them, and they go in there and they put on stinkers. And I'm saying to myself, I don't believe that they belong on this level if you cannot dispatch this guy. I'm okay with, like Bunny, Robert Easter, dope fighter. I haven't seen too many stinkers with Robert Easter. Robert Easter gets busy.
Very true.
It's those guys that every time.
Like who?
Those guys, like every time. I still got. I need.
So you only do it on your show. You can't do it.
I need some of. I still gotta interview him.
Spot.
Once I interview him, I'll let you know. But no, it's just certain.
I'll tell you one. And I used to really love this guy, man. But Rigondeaux, man, he really just
Rigo.
that last fight with what's the guy he fought, man? Casa. I don't remember the guy's name.
The kid from the Philippines, right?
Oh, 2 fights ago. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. I was like, come on, man. Like,
Casemiro.
yeah, Casemiro. Like, you just for real?
But Rigo did it to us a lot, and we accepted it. We accepted it. We loved it. Rigo did it. We said, Rigo's this. I was having an argument in the gym. Rigo would be in the way. I said, nah, he going to put Rigo on the poster. No, man. No, I'm telling you, he's so smart. He's so cerebral. He's.
Yeah, I mean, a younger Rigo, maybe I would have that debate. But shit, this version of him, and after that, pressure pot bust in his face, I don't know who Rigo is.
Rigo's
right
been doing it to us, though. We accepted it. And it's okay. But it's just not really what I wanted to see.
Mm-hmm.
Because, but if people hide being not giving a shit with being super duper smart. Oh, he's so smart. He said, no, you got to want it. You got to be hungry. Some fights, you got to get these guys out of there. You got to care about your fans, man. You can't just go in there and just.
See, this the last thing I'm going to say. Because, like, I get where you coming from in some ways, but some ways I'm like, nah, you wrong, bro. Because I'm in the gym with the best boxers in the world.
Yeah.
Don't nobody work harder than them.
That's okay, but do you understand boxing? Do you understand the art of punching? Because it's boxing. First, I learned to box. Then I learned to punch. I learned to commit to my punches. I learned to go to the body. I learned different type of things. And I understand at the top level, it gets harder, right? But people are coming up, and they're just not committing. They're not applying themselves. They're not throwing the body. Okay, I'm not a big puncher. I'm gonna go to the body. I'm gonna understand anatomy. I'm gonna hit a guy.
But here's the thing, though. I feel like a lot of that is because they're not doing it in the gym. How you want me to do it in a fight? I'm not doing it in the gym. I ain't putting the work in.
You said they're working hard, but why are they not why are they not grasping those concepts?
No. But that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but you guys are talking two different people.
I think they're talking about the same person.
Nah, and if they are,
I don't know why you would not.
I'm not even talking about anybody
like
specifically. I'm just saying, like, to me, top boxers, like, bro.
Yeah, but he's still talking about them. The top boxers you could be thinking of ain't getting knockouts.
I sparred a lot of them, bro.
Yeah, and you just said that at the top levels, it may not happen.
Yeah, I mean, I accept at the top level, like Canelo and Triple G don't knock each other out. I get it. I just don't want to see it 3 times. But I understand they're just too good.
Yeah.
But as guys on the come up, it's like, I don't get it. And then you want all this TV time, and it's just like, I don't. And it's different things. If somebody's beating someone up and looking beautiful boxing and they're shining, I accept it. I'll accept it all day.
So what's your thoughts with Berlanga then? Because he, at a point, was doing what he was supposed to be doing, and now he's getting that negative treatment because the knockout stopped.
Berlanga's my man, right? So I'm going to say this. I've worked with Berlanga before. He was doing what he's supposed to do with them guys, right? And that's why he was shining, because they were putting him in there with a level, and he said they don't belong in there. I'm going to get him out of there. Now the competition has gotten harder. He has to adjust. This is where you're going to see, with like, okay, how is your boxing IQ? Your IQ as a puncher, you're a knockout artist. You got it. but how are you going to set up those knockouts? And this is where he has to adjust to that, because it's top 15 guys now. And I think he will. I think he'll box. He looked a lot better the last fight. I don't knock him for that. But
even with the ear bite. You forgot about that?
Ness, let's get violent, man. We ain't friends, you know. Like I don't like. We got to make boxing violent again, man.
I mean, he got a suspension though. That's no. You can't eat if you on the sideline.
I know. He should have did that.
Yeah, because I ain't gonna lie.
That was wrong.
I feel like now you just open the doors for shit outside the ring for real.
What you mean?
I'm saying like
foul play type.
No, yeah. I'm just saying like somebody tells me let's get violent, let's do this and that, and we in the ring, bro. Like I'm sure it happens in sparring. You hit me low, damn. I might have slipped up, hit you low.
Right.
Oh, you hit me in the back of the head. Oh, damn. I might have slipped up, hit you.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? So yeah, I don't know. We're supposed to have him today in studio at the Win. So definitely excited to talk to Edgar. And,
yeah.
You know.
I think a lot of fighters have the right mindset though, because at the inception of the sport, it was fight till you drop. That's what it's about. That's what people are there to see. So I think that should carry over into today. I will be honest with you, and I think part of the boxing aspect is to trick your opponent into getting, into exposing themselves, into getting knocked out. Like
losing their discipline.
That's what it's
losing
about.
Their discipline.
That's what it's about. You gotta.
And I'm gonna be honest with you. I've seen it, and you're so right about that, because sometimes you may not even get the knockout, but you got that one big right hand that stole the round.
Yeah,
you get what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So I definitely agree. I agree with that, because I've seen that, bro. Even in sparring, it's like I've seen fighters just try to say one little thing to make you drop that left hand enough for me to come with my right. You know.
One thing we would say names, by the way. We're not scared to say names. The reason why I don't want to say names when we talk about this subject is because a lot of fighters are putting their heart and they're putting their all into going out there and doing everything they could possibly do. A lot of people, I'm sure every boxer wants to be a knockout artist. Don't get me wrong. So I feel like it would be just bashing people to say, this guy don't do it, this guy don't do it.
And I think with me,
I gotta ask, how many knockouts you got?
6.
Outside of the ring or inside fights?
In the ring?
I have 1 amateur knockout.
No pro fights? You ain't turned pro?
Yeah, November 5th, my first
How many pro
professional
fights?
fight.
8.
6 and 8.
So I was doing.
How many knockouts you got outside the ring? I like that.
In the streets.
More than I could count. I ain't gonna lie to you. More than I could count. And sparring and all that stuff. But
because of what you guys do, so first off, because I was under the impression you guys were here, but you guys in New York. So were you guys originally from New York?
Brooklyn, yeah.
Brooklyn.
Yo, are people trying you guys because of what you guys got going on?
No.
Nah.
They know better.
No, I get along with a lot of like people in the street, like actual.
Because New York is different, right?
Yeah,
I feel like people in New York move a bit smarter. I've seen people that you guys know very well, that here in Vegas, it's like people, they know who you are, and for that reason they come try you. And I've seen it on numerous of occasions. I'm like, what's wrong with y'all? Like, you know who that is. You know he'll fuck you up. Why are you trying him? So obviously with you guys, not just the podcast, the boxing, you know, everything. I was curious. Like I wondered if somebody has done that, because I've seen it and I've been shocked.
You talking about in boxing? And
no. In the streets.
In the streets.
In the streets.
Oh no. People. Yeah, we don't. I don't think they play with us like that.
In the streets.
We got a big team. BP. Shout out. Like we don't. Yeah, I think people.
It could happen. No, I mean,
it could happen.
Streets is the Wild Wild West, man. Anything like the West Coast, y'all different out here, man.
Yeah, I mean, obviously Sparks. I've seen so many of his lives.
Yeah.
Somebody you guys see all the time on his lives. I've seen it. I'm like, bro, why is y'all doing this?
You got to keep it boxing, though. And I think boxing is so sensitive now. Like, if I have any issues,
boxing only or just society?
Yeah.
It's
society
just changed.
It's like I never seen people like, oh my God, the critics are saying this. That's what they're supposed to do. They're supposed to come on there and talk about you. And even if people are talking bad about you or good about you, talking about you. And I think you have to accept that as a fighter.
No, that used to be a phrase, whether they talking good or bad, at least they talking. Now it's like, oh, they talking about me. I got mental health.
They say all publicity, good publicity.
And just because I think that I may not particularly like the way things are, some forms of fashion of boxing, you may like it, right? And there's a niche for everyone, and I think people have to just accept that instead of being
totally a niche for everybody.
Yeah, it's a niche for everyone.
Yo, people crap on these YouTubers, and I'm like, yo, Jake to me,
they're killing the game.
Is a boxer,
real boxer.
Is a real boxer. You get what I'm saying? He trains.
I got it.
Harder.
I'm sorry.
Let's do it.
I'm sorry.
Put your ass out there. Go ahead, let's debate.
I'm sorry,
I'm number
fellas.
one Jake Paul fan. Let's debate. How he not a real fighter?
Let me tell you, I love what he's doing with the sport. I love he's building the sport. He is from a different aspect it's never been built from.
He is.
A real boxers, from my perspective, don't get the privilege of choosing their opponents.
Why not? Floyd did. Canelo does.
After he won he was an Olympian.
Not one to 50. Not one to 20.
So basically, you saying you're mad at Jake for having more popularity and being a stronger A side than Manny Pacquiao and Floyd Mayweather and Canelo.
No, I'm not mad. He's a brilliant businessman, but that don't make him a real boxer.
So why not? So wait a minute. I'm gonna kill him. You and your brother didn't pick your first opponents?
No, I didn't pick.
When you become a pro, you ain't gonna pick your opponent. Go ahead and lie to me.
I'm gonna pick my opponents.
All right then. So why Jake can't?
But guess how I started out though.
How you started?
I started out in the jungle.
Oh. So he don't have one amateur fight. He didn't win a WBC green belt as an amateur.
Did he?
Yes.
He did. I don't know.
Yeah, one amateur fight.
That's right.
But that don't see.
Great.
But I will say this, right? Thank God.
I mean, Wilder Brian Jennings had 19. What's the difference?
Thank God.
Hold on. It's the culture of when you build up though. It's that all real.
So because he didn't spend as many years in the gym as you.
No, it's not that. It's just that it's a different environment when you go in there and you got a trainer who is not like toting you so special from the beginning.
I'm gonna tell you, he trains harder than 80%.
It's not about that
90% of
That's
boxing.
true.
No, hold on. It's not about that. It's about when you start. Everybody starts off at the same level with boxing.
Yeah.
All the guys at the top right now, everybody started off.
No, they don't.
Yes, they did. Everybody started
You
off.
think
Coming in the
Shakur's
gym with the gym
grandfather
bag.
started him the same way he started any
I'm
other
sure he
kids?
did. I'm sure he did. That's why his mentality is
Hell
like
no,
that.
man. That's my grandson.
What I will say is this, right? I'm gonna keep it
When
real.
your father was training you, he training you with a different type of
hold on.
love than anyone else.
Hold on.
No, he didn't. No, my
Watch
father
this.
trained me. I was in there with grown men
Hold on,
at
watch
12.
this. All right,
That's-
cool.
And you gonna
Bro.
tell me he didn't cater to you
Hold
more
on.
than anyone else
Yes.
because you're his son?
Did he?
Of course.
Justin?
No.
Of
All right,
course.
watch
Did he?
this.
Well, he was training Vivian at the time, and he was more on what Vivian was doing.
Come on, man.
All right, so look,
I'm
hold
gonna
on.
keep it
Look,
real.
Watch
Yeah.
this, bro. At the end of the day, Devin Haney, he picked his. They paid for. Yo, they wasn't coming up the same. Fucking nobody had Bill Haney's money to pay for championship sparring at 14, 15, 16 years old.
What I'll say is this, right? Thank God for Jake Paul. Jake Paul understands in knocking out guys that don't belong in there with him.
Right.
I am going to watch Jake Paul's fight. I will watch Jake Paul's fight.
And this fight is dangerous.
before-
Silva, I'm
yeah.
nervous.
I'm feeling it.
I think this will be the fight that defines.
Well,
For me personally, my opinion.
Well, it was the Rockman fight that would have defined, but
that
he
one
fucked
would've,
up.
Yeah, that one.
What
What
I-
Tommy Fury too. But
what I'm looking for is this, right? When I was a real deal, 1 through 6, I had no say of who I was fighting. You turn down fights, you go on the shelf. You know, we fought. That's what it was. And usually it was a guy that wanted to have something to prove. Through the amateur system, I had no choice of who I wanted to fight. In order to win the gloves in certain tournaments, go to nationals, you had to beat the best people within your area. And sometimes it always didn't go well for you.
No, but see, that's where I stop you. That's where I stop you because you do have choice in a sense. Because guess what? If you ain't like that in New York, you could go fight for the Golden Gloves in North Carolina.
I didn't have the money, so it wasn't. It was, and most of it. No, seriously, most of it.
But how? No, your brother just said everybody started the same. So the money that Bill Haney had for Devin, y'all had. Because everybody was on the even playing field.
No, I was broke. So
no, y'all had the money because your brother said so. He said everybody was the same.
Well, I don't know Devin's whole situation, but I will say I'm talking about the 90% of fighters. How it goes is this: you're broke. Your mama don't want you really boxing. You probably don't have maybe you have your dad taking you to the gym, right? Or some other male figure. You go and you sell candy to go to nationals. If you can go to nationals, you have to win. I had to win my states and beat the. I remember I had to beat guys that were Olympic alternates, ranked in the world, ranked in the country, to be able to go to nationals. It was a very, very hard situation. Then I finally got to the nationals, and then in nationals I got robbed. The only reason why I was even picked up is because I beat someone that was touted by everyone, and Evander was there, and he said, yo, I was gonna sign him, but I'm gonna sign you now. So that's how I even got on.
You chose to fight in the amateurs.
Yeah.
He chose to have one amateur fight, then turn pro. That was his decision.
But remember, he has a different demographic and different fan base, so he can make those decisions. Do you think that you think at one amateur fight, you think they was gonna let me fight in Madison Square Garden or fight? You think Eddie Hearns was gonna let me do that?
No, because you don't you're not a draw.
Yeah. Absolutely. So I'm not.
But Shakur, hold on. Shakur, Floyd, they came out of the amateurs with silver medalists. They are able to pick their opponents. It's no fucking difference.
What is but those
so did fucking Jake. You didn't make those videos. You didn't make those. You ain't in front of his computer.
That's a lie. That's a lie. That's a lie. That is a lie. Check it out, right? Me promoting. When I go to the athletic commission, they're not playing with me. They're like, Nick, check it out. Above 500 opponents. You get away with it the first couple times, but there's no way at this level would I be able to do certain things that he's able to do. So
he ain't doing. That's not true. Because he's taking on more. His opponents are more dangerous than any. First of all, I'm going to destroy y'all because I've already did this. I already did this. Devin Haney's little brother. You can't mention any fighter in the whole fucking history
outside of Lomachenko.
Outside of Lomachenko. That has
Oscar De La Hoya.
No, what?
Look at Oscar De La Hoya's people he fought. They're actual fighters.
What?
When you're an Olympian, even Shakur Stevens, when you're an Olympian, they're making you fight a certain caliber of fighter. You go to the office.
None of them fighters that Oscar or Shakur fought are on the level of the fighters Jake fought. None of them.
Nate Robinson?
None of them. And guess what?
Nate Robinson?
And guess what? And guess what? You can laugh all you want. None of them fights that you about to mention, none of them was in front of 20,000+ people. But it's not even the same, okay?
That's like if Tom Cruise won the box. Tom Cruise could go box.
Let me ask you a question. Your first fight. Your first fight versus your Atlanta fight.
Yeah.
Or your Atlanta show. Yeah. Was it the same crowd? Was the same amount of people, same amount of tickets, same amount of lights, same amount of fighters, same caliber of fighters? No. Was it the same card? No. So Shakur's first fight is nothing compared to Jake's first fight. None of them dudes fought in front of how many people Jake fought in front of. None of y'all. No fighter in history felt the pressure he felt.
What does it have to do? I think it's
wait. Tell me.
A guy
maybe Leonard. Maybe Leonard had the same amount of people in the arena.
There's a lot of
Oscar.
Come on, man. Floyd Mayweather. Look at the guys Floyd fought.
Wait, Floyd fought?
What?
Who Floyd fought in his first
four fights? Daryl Hernandez at 9 fights.
Not his first four. Not his first four. Nobody's first four is better than Jake.
Okay, let's run it down. Let's go. Nate Robinson. Who else he fought?
I'm gonna pull up Oscar first.
YouTube.
No, I ain't gonna lie.
No, Gibbs. He fought Gibbs. Nate Robinson.
I'm glad you on their side. Stay on their side.
You have to remember though, Ness.
Stay on their side.
And I
mess with the kid. And I mess with him. I want him to come on Biggs versus Biggs.
Okay.
What I'm trying to say is this. He was boxing on the low.
Gibbs just knocked out
a YouTuber.
McBoom. He knocked him out. A YouTuber. He was an underdog.
You got to remember,
he was an underdog.
See, Jake got y'all fooled.
No,
and this is why I mess with Jake.
No.
This is why I love Jake, right? Jake was boxing for 5 years on the low and caught a knockout on a basketball player.
So check
caught
this
a knockout
out.
on a YouTuber that was not even prepared for it. And then who did he fought his third fight?
So check this out.
So then y'all should be giving them credit.
Who's this?
Huh? Ben Askren. I do give you hip replacement. And
I say a name. You tell me who they are, what they done, how you know them.
Just tell
Lamar Williams.
Just tell me the record.
Lamar Williams.
Just tell me his record.
5-1-1.
That's a good fight. Who fought him? That's a good fight.
Who is it?
Which fight is that?
Who is it?
That's name brand though.
Who is it?
Ness, but see, that's the problem because y'all do it to Terrence Crawford and I hate it.
What?
My bad, y'all.
That's all good.
Y'all do it to Terrence Crawford. Just because somebody ain't name brand, y'all act like they can't fight. You feel what I'm saying?
Two different things.
See, Canelo had y'all fooled. Canelo had y'all fooled because no. Because you saying it's a harder fight. A guy 5-1-1 is a harder fight than Gibbs or a guy with a hip replacement or a dude that was an NBA player.
How? If you
Because
at the forum, how many does the forum hold?
But you talking about pressure though.
Google Oscar's first fight. See how many tickets he sold as the Golden Boy.
But Ness, you talking about 18.
Let's see how many tickets Oscar De La Hoya, the motherfucking Golden Boy, sold on his first fight versus Lamar.
Why is it? Let me tell you. You're talking about pressure versus caliber of opponent. Those are two different things.
Yeah.
Jake's
Like,
pressure,
it don't matter if you-
Christian,
yeah.
Jake's pressure comes from the 30,000 people. You ain't never gonna have a debut with 30,000. No fucking fighter.
Don't curse me
If
like
I
that.
No fighter.
if I fight a baby,
No
if,
fighter, pardon me.
If I fight a baby, I don't care if it's in front of Obama. I'm finna knock that baby out.
It ain't gonna be in front of 20. It ain't gonna be in front of 20,000.
That's true, but you're saying that his road is equivalent to the road of
not
them other guys.
equivocal.
It's more. It's a harder road,
because
bro.
it's easy work,
Bro,
And I'm gonna give you some of that easy work in front of
I look good just like you know that you
Yeah.
look good in sparring.
Yeah.
But when it's a real fight, it's a totally
But it
different
depends on
fight.
who I'm fighting. It's not what you say; it's who you say it to and how.
It does
and how you
factor.
say
I will
it.
tell you this. It does factor in.
He telling the truth.
I'm not saying it don't factor in, Ness, but come on now. You can't
I
say
love-
that.
I love this show. I
You
love
can't
this
say
show.
that he had a harder road than Oscar De La Hoya.
Of course.
or harder
Nah, and that's
course.
because he's been boxing for 5 years on the low, chilling with Ryan,
Bro.
get his skills nice. And he said, "Yo,
Listen,
let me get a
the
basketball
fact-
player. Let me." He's
The
doing
fact
it right.
that you guys don't even see it, right? So Oscar was training his whole life.
Yeah.
He won a gold medal.
Yeah.
And somehow you think his first fight was tougher than the YouTuber with one amateur fight, 3 years of just training. His fight was not tougher.
You like Robesi? Do you like?
And guess what? Jake's had way more people in the audience. So make it make sense. You're telling me again, listen to what you're saying. The more talented fighter who's proven with the gold medal had a tougher fight with a 5-0 nobody. Not the YouTuber who never fought before in front of 30,000.
Do you like Robesi Romero? Do you like Robesi Romero?
Absolutely.
Robesi Romero caught a loss early on.
First fight.
That boy
First
is the
fight.
man.
Ramirez.
I'm sorry. Robesi Ramirez caught a loss, right?
First fight.
Olympian, beat Shakur Stevens. Nice.
Didn't really beat him,
But because of who he fought, a real fighter that was prepared, that been doing it for years, he caught that L. I'm going to tell you something. When I fought in the Barclays and I fought around big crowds, right? That stuff goes away when you get in the ring. When you get
that ring walk, you had anxiety. All your hometown.
You know what?
I'm from Brooklyn. Barclays Center just
you know what?
opened.
Nah.
Don't give me that.
You don't have to say. You don't have to say. I did because I was seen as somebody nice, right? But really, when I got in there with the opponent and things started getting crazy, that was where it was hard. I forgot where I was. That stuff goes away. When you're in there with a man that is really trained to beat you, that's serious, it's a different mentality. And I'm talking about fighting.
So you telling me Lamar Williams was more? He took the fight with Oscar more seriously than Nate Robinson, huh?
Heck yeah, Nate Robinson don't even know how to take a fight seriously.
I'm done.
How
This
could
guy's
Nate
terrible.
How could Nate know how to take a fight seriously though?
You serious no
Ness,
more,
how
bro. I'm not taking you
Ness,
serious.
you
no more.
asking a guy.
Listen to me, man. We all know the dudes on this level. When you 0-0, them motherfuckers is there to get a check, man. They there to get a check.
You think Nate? Do you think that
Wait,
Nate?
but
Nate,
why we only talking about their professional debuts though? Like
No.
all these people were not Oscar or these other Olympians were not fighting from kids all the way up to the professional debut.
Yeah, but
they
that's the
earned
thing.
that. They earned the privilege.
Their
though.
first 4 fights
But they
don't
earned it.
compare
But
with
they-
Jake, though.
but
That's
they
all
earned
that I'm
that.
saying.
because of the crowd and
That's
all
all
that.
of them. Because of the crowd, the caliber of fighter,
Not the caliber
level
of
of
fighter. If you
fighter
say that,
the
then I
fighter
can't
is.
listen.
I ain't gonna lie.
Not
Bro,
the
the levels.
Askren was a champ. Tyron Woodley was a champ.
Have you ever
Ness.
sparred an MMA guy?
Hell yeah.
Ness.
Is it easy?
It was harder for me because I have difficulty with southpaw, but I'm a novice compared to you. So, and I'm a heavyweight.
They're awkward. Don't get me
You
wrong.
know what I'm saying?
Don't
So
get
I'm
me wrong.
looking
And
at a
there's-
southpaw
and there's-
MMA dude.
You know you're
That
just
motherfucker
helping
was
our
hooking.
point.
How?
You're saying that he had less time to do what he's done. That they
He don't
already had
hear
the
it.
combat
Who said less
experience.
time though? Who said less time?
I mean, you're
He
talking
does.
about
You said-
No,
you said
hold on.
Oscar been training all his life.
Yeah, all his
You
life in
making
the
some
No,
amateurs.
I'm explaining that
And so his opponent, though. His opponent been preparing, too.
I'm explaining that he
Hell
earned-
no.
No.
Lamar Williams ain't trained all his life, just like he ain't fight all his life. I'm about to click on his resume and see what he did after Oscar whooped his ass.
Y'all are
I'm
misunderstanding
sure he
me.
wasn't no good after
Y'all
that.
are misunderstanding me. I'm not saying that. I'm saying that they earned the privilege to do that for their first 5 or 10
But they still
opponents.
They still matching you
earned
hard.
it?
Though.
Who earned it?
Oscar De La,
You-
everybody you mentioned.
Okay, and so did Jake.
But how do you like? I'm talking about
'Cause he got
through-
money?
through boxing. They put in the work to earn the privilege.
Who made
is what I'm
more
saying.
money in their first year as a professional?
No, nobody probably but him. But that's
No,
All
look,
right, so he
but-
earned his right.
But you got
Because he made money?
But also, we're in America, right?
What the hell?
What about-
yes.
what about-
It's
what
a
about-
the
business.
world don't fucking revolve
It's-
without money?
It's
What
a
about Christian?
business. It's a
But
business.
that's what Errol Spence was talking
money
about.
don't money don't equal respect though. Money don't equal respect in the boxing world.
Oh, really?
It don't.
And
That's
So
for me.
then why he got more respect than 90% of the fighters and he
Because
fight
he's
on pay-per-view?
he's popular.
Each and every one of you fighters want to be on pay-per-view. but they respect him.
But Tom Cruise could be okay.
popular,
Listen,
though. That don't mean that, like,
that's respect.
He has heart.
That's business.
No, his popularity gives him the respect.
Jake has a lot of heart, right? But check this out. Tom Cruise can be Jake Paul.
No, he can't.
Cardi B could be Jake Paul.
No,
they
she
train.
can't.
No, seriously.
No, she
Because they
can't.
have big followings.
No,
and,
she
and
can't.
this is the problem. This is the problem. And you got to understand that it gets more and more dangerous because the athletic commission, and I respect them, they're going to start going, hey, you hurt that last guy real bad.
Where though? Here's the thing though, because you said you promoted, you putting on shows where?
Where's the athletic commission?
Where the commission going to say something?
No. Where are you putting your shows on that they tell you that you need to step up the level of?
Atlanta. It could
and those are the lenient ones.
Atlanta, Virginia, Myrtle Beach. They're not like.
Bro, you and I both know we could go to Myrtle in North Carolina and build a fighter versus my intern. She could fight the same man 14 times and be 14-0.
But guess what? When them cameras is on and on television, they're not playing with that.
All I'm saying is I'm shooting your theory about commissions. I could find a commission. I go to Mexico and find a commission that'll fight you.
Jake Paul closed doors with no major television time. No problem what he's doing. But on the television level, that's where it's kind of like it's actually y'all
hating. Fighters are hating. I'm not singling you two out. I'm saying in general.
I love it.
Fighters are hating on us.
I'm not hating
because
on
y'all never got what he gets. His entire Pacheco's doing it. Pacheco, Raymond Savage, a bunch of matchroom fighters have been 0-0, and now they're 15-0, and every fight's been on TV. None of their fights have been of the caliber of Jake Paul. None of their opponents.
I'm just saying they got to be a boxer. I'm not saying that. Listen, Jake would have clipped Rahman. Jake would have clipped Rahman. No problem. I have no problem with what he's doing. I love it.
You're not a fan yet. You want him to prove you wrong.
I'm a fan.
You want to be proven wrong.
Prove wrong by what?
Because you think he's not real, so you want to be proven wrong.
No. I think that you don't
love Jake Paul.
I love Jake Paul. I love Jake Paul.
Disagree with you.
But you don't think he's a real boxer?
I can't say a real boxer. Can he beat a above 500 guy?
Bro, but why do you guys and there's only fighters. Y'all some fucking haters as a whole. Why y'all keep putting this unrealistic shit on Jake? Where was your first fights? And you ain't fighting but no. None of y'all. No one in the history of the sport fought a plus 500 except Loma. So why Jake got to do it? Because y'all hating
I'm not. My fifth fight. My fifth fight
was a plus 500.
I fought a guy. Yes, he was.
Who?
36-0. He just fought Frank Galarza. He fought Madrimov on television on Dazn.
Okay.
And I cooked him.
Look at you.
I cooked him. Okay. So you cannot say
what fight was that?
You cannot say number 5.
Okay, well, number 5 is fucking Anderson Silva, man.
Anderson Silva, 45 years old.
Man, you see what he did in T1?
Come on, man.
47.
You get in there. No. You get in there. No, I want him to campaign.
Yo, he said
he been out the ringer long enough. Campaign for the Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. fight. You do what he did to Chavez Jr. Go ahead.
I will beat the what?
Well, do it.
I will beat the brakes on Julio.
Grandpa did it.
Hey, Jake,
Grandpa did it.
I gotta look at the list of y'all sponsors. It must be Jake, cause
Prime. Where my prime drink at?
No. I mess with Jake. Look, I mess with Jake. I like what he's doing.
Be real. You're
being a boxer like being I'm a fan.
It is.
Being a boxer like being a rapper now, and a lot of it is because of Floyd. It's because of Jake. I like what he's doing. All I'm saying is that to the extent that you on, I will be fake. I'll be so fake because I really was in the jungle and
y'all terrible, man.
I really was.
So just y'all had a rough.
So why is Brian Jennings okay?
It's gonna get rough for him.
Let me ask you something.
But what I'm saying is his journey is his journey.
Those shit, y'all terrible. Why y'all?
It's just fight a boxer. That's it.
But why Brian Jennings, a boiler mechanic? Why is he considered a fucking real fighter then? He got 19 amateur fights.
Because
he was a boiler mechanic and decided, you know what? I'm tired of fucking turning nuts and bolts. I'm going to go punch people in the face.
Fury fought him, right? That's the guy. Fury beat him, right? Brian Jennings? No. Who beat Brian Jennings?
Vladimir Klitschko.
Okay, look. So the thing that gets me with Jake is I like Jake a lot.
No, answer that. Why could a boiler
because Vladimir put...
that was 20 fights later.
Yeah, but he took... Vladimir, because everybody got to pay the piper. That's why.
Did Brian Jennings fight fighters? Actual boxers, professional boxers.
But that's what I'm saying,
Okay,
Christian.
hold on.
I
You
could
did-
become a
wait,
fighter today.
Ness,
the
wait.
fact that you telling somebody he's not a fighter when I can become a fighter
Hold on,
today.
Wait.
But you gotta do it, though.
Wait, all right. That's
And
cool.
Jake is not?
Ness.
To fight real fighters. I'm saying.
I wish we had a crystal ball to see how many people we could give $40 million and then ask them the next day to go spar and get punched in the face. You guys are fucking lying.
No. He has. I give him all the credit in the
That's
world.
what a fighter is. A motherfucker who got money
Well, I
or
don't know.
don't have money and doesn't care to fight. He
Okay.
fights. It's regardless
I
of
think
money. My man got all his money, but he'd rather wake up and go spar
Boxing is
and run.
That's the trap. Boxing is a poor man's sport.
And he not acting poor.
I think
he relocated to Puerto Rico.
We give him credit
He
though.
lived with grown ass
It's
men
not
to show you he taking it real.
I
He lived
think-
with BJ and Jay Leone and all his sparring
He
partners.
don't live with none of
I
them.
think-
Actually, he got his own house,
I
and
think-
everybody lives
I-
on their own.
I
No, he
think-
got a fight house.
I think that it's you know what it is when I'm saying what I'm saying, right? What I'm saying is the level of the skill.
All right.
I'm not saying he's not a guy
No,
that
what's the guy you beat? You said your 5th pro fight, right?
Navarro, yeah.
And he was getting all these opportunities on TV and everything, right?
Yeah.
Did you get ranked after that?
Yeah,
I did, yeah.
yeah.
What you get ranked?
He went up like 300 ranks. Like
Yeah.
something crazy. He was.
Yeah, I was like,
No,
yeah.
I'm talking sanctioning body, not box rec.
Yeah, I was then what was I on? Oh, on box rank, I never looked at the sanctioning body, what they ranked me. I
Okay,
never
so
checked it, yeah.
and I'm just saying.
But he had fought for the WBA.
But box rec, regardless, is a point system. So he fought for the BA, right?
Yeah.
So if he would have been, do you think if he would have been better, do you think that you could have won and got into somebody's rankings?
If he was a better fighter, him?
Yes.
Do
you think that you could?
I think I could have beat him, yeah, if he
Okay.
was better. But it depends on how good at that moment because I'm still, yeah.
But good enough, right? To where we got to give you respect.
Yeah, I got a lot of respect for my peers.
All I'm saying
I
is
got a lot, no, because
Jake was gonna get that Bridger weight ranking. Should he have beat
Top
Hasim?
15.
if he had beat Rockman,
Yeah.
Rockman.
he deserved
And it wasn't
it. He deserved
Rockman.
it.
It wasn't Jake that pulled out the fight. Jake sent you a contract.
Mm-hmm.
You signed it. Regardless if it say you got to wear pink fucking panties, that's what you decided to do. I decided to fight you. The real fighter, the people say I'm scared of. So how are you guys, the fighters, still saying this man ain't a real fighter when he called out a legendary fighter's son?
What I'm saying
with
is,
blood of his father. Like, his name is Hasim Rahman Jr. That's the epitome
That's
of a fighter.
ballsy. That's ballsy.
That's
No,
ballsy.
that's
But
ballsy.
somehow they changed it. It's Jake's
I think
fault.
that is listen. I think that is people. See, this is the problem with boxing,
Rockman
right?
needs to fight that
This
fight.
the problem with
I
boxing.
want that fight.
No, he needs. This is the problem with boxing, though. It's not one governing body.
Mm-hmm.
It's the wild, wild west. People can do anything. You should not be able to drain somebody. You should not be able to give someone a week's notice to fight them. It's wrong because you're not really seeing who's the best. It is not competitive on the highest levels. It's so much stuff that goes on behind the scenes, and usually on the come up, it's like kind of fair. When you're signed to like a major promoter, they're regulated a little better, right?
Yeah.
So right now, the regulations is what people are having a problem with. I blame Rock and Jake for what happened. I don't blame one person because one, Rock with that weight loss could have got really hurt. Jake could have got really hurt as well because I don't think that it's the time for that. Boxing has been the way it's been for a reason within the structure of building a fighter. And what you're going to see is this, right? What the thing I get scared with Jake is that I hope he continues to get better, but it only gets harder because those networks are going to ask for certain things. And they're going to give you certain names, and those names are going to be guys that are hardened men that really have been doing it for long, and their skills are just refined.
Jake 24.
Yeah.
Jake 24, and like you said, he ain't start like every other boxer down there broke with a broken family or not a mother and father.
Mm-hmm.
He started with millions of dollars in the bank to relocate himself. He started with the power and finances to pick and choose his team to bring him to the highest level.
You ever seen Gladiator? The movie Gladiator?
Absolutely.
So in Gladiator,
with
right?
Cuba, with Cuba? Did you good in Junior?
No. Gladiator is a movie with my man,
Gerard
Butler.
Gerard Butler, right?
Okay, yes.
And you saw the Caesar at the time, right?
Russell Crowe.
Caesar
One of them too.
wanted to fight
Russell Crowe, yes.
Crowe, right?
But he stabbed him.
Caesar grew up a certain way. And in history, in war, there were some princes that got busy. Because they had the best trainers and the best this and the best that. But eventually, they could never mess with the generals that came from the mud because the way they came up, they was hardened men, and when it came down to it.
I ain't gonna agree with that, man. Devin Haney come from money, bro.
But I'm not
undisputed.
Devin
amateur system.
Devin my team, but Devin still was a man in the amateurs.
Yeah.
But the thing I didn't like, but if you watch,
but Devin's in your story, Devin is the prince.
No. But we gotta remember, Devin was
both,
in the
both.
amateur program. You cannot escape people in the amateur program.
But he still had the money to get the trainer, and he did the work.
What about the guys from the trenches, or what you said, the mud? What you call it?
The mud, the trench,
the trenches.
Yeah.
Right, that put the fucking work and go through the amateur system. They got to get it the hard way.
Yeah.
And once they get it, how many of them don't fuck it up? Damn near all of them.
A lot of us do.
Floyd Mayweather.
I need a name.
But
who got it out the mud, man? What's the mud in this story? I want to hear it.
They're just talking about
Roy Jones.
They're talking about the typical boxer.
Pensacola's the mud?
Roy Jones is broke.
We don't mean like
Bernard Hopkins.
We like
Bernard Hopkins.
Like you had to be.
They're not in the
Tony.
streets, but we talking about like the boxing.
Nobody
gym
cares.
is the
You go
jungle,
to
like,
this is the mud. When you go to a promoter, and they go, "Yeah, I ain't really interested in you." Well, you done beat everybody in the tournament, but you lost to the number one guy, and they go, "Yeah, I'm not really crazy about Justin Biggs."
I mean, how many nationals you got?
I couldn't afford it, so when I went there, I still got robbed.
So then tell the whole story.
But
the promoter said I ain't interested because you ain't got no nationals, and in this
it wasn't
game,
about nationals. But I won the gloves. But hold up. But I won the gloves.
You need at least 4 nationals for managers to be looking at you.
That's not true. That's not true. You got to beat the right guy.
the New York Golden Glove is the hardest tournament.
This dude's right now. This dude's right now. There's 15-time national champions that could not win the gloves.
Show me.
And we know them personally.
I'm gonna give y'all both an opportunity to
Right.
give me a manager who has a name manager. Give me a David McWaters, a Cameron Duncan, a Frank Espinoza, Al Heyman. You know, a Keith Conley from New York. Give me a name that don't got a fucking fighter that got more than 4 amateur wins, 4 national wins. Who? Who?
I don't want to say the guy, but it's a lot of them though.
Who?
It's a lot of them that got.
I don't know.
Jared Hurd had nationals.
Oh, you right. He is homegrown.
Come on, my man.
I gotta check his nationals, but he
I'm
did
gonna keep
come up
it real
on the club level.
because you know why he got
He came up on the club level.
because he got it from the mud and he beat certain people, real fighters.
Hold on. No.
Frank Galarza
You
had
can't help your
nationals.
brother yet.
Frank Galarza had nationals.
Because he set himself up, and my boy right here got him.
Frank Galarza had
What
nationals.
did he say? No. Don't go nowhere.
What
he
I was
say?
thinking it, but
what
I'm
he
glad
say?
you said it.
He said the dudes that come out the mud, tell him again.
They fuck it up.
And what did Hurd do? They put him on 3 fights with his nemesis. Like you wanted. Every fight.
But how's that fuck? He unified though.
He lost.
But he unified his division.
Yeah,
so
he unified.
At what point are you talking about fucking
Everybody
it up?
fucks
He
it
got
up,
the
though.
bag. He
Okay,
got the
but
belts.
that's the thing.
But
you made it. That's the thing. It's like
you gotta defend that belt.
I made it to where I needed to be. All right, cool. I got to taste it. I'm finna go back.
But everybody fucks it up.
They start
But he beat Lara though.
Let me say,
Erzlandi Lara.
See, this is
and lost to Julian Williams.
This is the thing.
Yeah, but he beat Lara.
But he lost so bad he didn't even want the rematch.
I love you.
Champ, hear what I'm saying. He lost so bad he denied his rematch. So you had all the belts. That boy whooped you so bad. You said
in front of your hometown.
In your hometown, after 3 fight setup, okay? So me and you fought on the same card in and around the area.
3 cards in a row.
3 separate times. They finally give us the big fight in my hometown. I shit the bed like he said because this is my fight. Al set me up.
No, I got something.
Al set me up. This is my big fight. I lose to Julian Williams and I walk
yeah.
away from the rematch.
This is what y'all failed to understand though. He was never supposed to make it there.
Oh,
Jared Hurd was never.
He got it out the mud
because he didn't have the nationals.
Oh, so Jake Paul not supposed to be here.
He didn't have the.
But
Jake Paul not supposed to be here. Jake Paul not supposed to be here.
No, Chris, even bigger than that. I'm about to blow boxing up for y'all right now.
Yeah,
I'm about to really mess y'all up. Right?
I bet you won't.
No, because this is something y'all have.
I ain't gonna lie. Up until you fucked up and said that, I was falling.
No, it's something. It's something that y'all not realizing, and this is just the biggest thing you have to realize doing this show, right? And I realized it hit me like a week ago.
What?
Why is Floyd so exceptional?
Exceptional?
Yeah,
because he put the work in.
Yeah,
because of his record.
No, what the
boxing?
The work.
Rocky Marciano. Boxing is the trap. you're not supposed to make it out. Everybody fucks up. Everybody takes money, and then the promoter, before you get, and the promoter takes your belt and gives it to someone else. Eventually, it is like a gladiator sport, which means that you fight. You never leave when it's time to leave, and then you end up dying on the battlefield, and you end up being outside of Madison Square Garden as the promoter is throwing the fight in there, and you're a legendary fighter. He don't even give you tickets to be in the front row. Okay. That's how boxing does you.
It is. I agree.
Now, as true as that may be, a lot of the time, that fault is on the fighter. Mm-hmm. That fault is on the fighter.
Totally agree.
So you
got paid.
You've been on record telling me, and as you know, whatever, he say he don't like that Ward walked away when he walked away, right?
True.
Mm-hmm. I'm gonna be honest with you. I had a conversation with Ward that I love that he walked away.
He's smart.
You know, I love that he walked away. And I'm not saying that he didn't have it in him. I'm not saying that he couldn't have signed that 3-fight, $100 million HBO deal that they was offering him for, what was it, Usyk?
I'd have did it.
You know what I'm saying? Regardless. But it was like, yo, if you is telling me in your heart that, yo, you not waking up the same. You not tasting it the same.
Yeah,
it's
them
not,
silk sheets.
So guess what? He walked away
and that's why I respect
the right
Jake.
time. You said what you said is everybody does it. So what you telling me is because everybody fucks up, it's okay. Nah, you got there and you shit the motherfucking bed.
That's all.
Boxing,
that's all you did.
Boxing is like
Jermaine Teller shit the bed. I could go on and on.
So I got a question. Do y'all only feel like this about boxers?
I only watch boxing.
Or is it other sports?
No, I don't watch. I don't watch those other sports, so I can't even tell you about other sports.
Because everybody in every other sport lose, and nobody said they
No. But see, here's the thing, though. It's not about wins and losses.
Those other sports, sports too.
No, but it's not about the wins and losses. That's why I disagreed. It's not about the 50-0 to me.
What's about?
Because, like you said, everybody loses in other sports. At the end of the day, it's when you put in that position, even in other sports, you fuck up your opportunity. I can name you an NBA All-Star right now who facing 30 years in jail because he thought, oh, the millions I'm making ain't enough. Let me fuck with a pound or two of marijuana.
Really? Wow.
But
you get what I'm saying? That's fucking shit in the bed.
But here's the
That's
thing.
fucking up your opportunity.
Here's the thing about
I'm from Chicago, bro. Derrick Rose. You get what I'm saying? My man's was about to be the youngest ever on a 2K cover. Free Larry Hoover. Guess what? They got a picture of Derrick Rose throwing up Gangsta Disciple. Shit the bed. Fucked up the bag. I don't know that he was no longer on the cover. Fucked up. That shit in the bed, bro. That shit in the bed. Like, think about it. You talking about motherfuckers that don't come from shit. But so how the fuck you get there and you let the shit go to waste?
I want in because he talked about the silk sheets in his rant and Ward retiring because he, just like Porter said, it ain't in me no more. Like, that's not what I want to do no more. But they only said that when they got to a certain point in their career financially. And that's why you got to respect Jake, whether you don't see it or not.
I do respect him.
He is so rich,
how many
but
times
still wants to get punched in the face.
I never seen that.
So I don't understand how you can respect but say he's not a boxer. Like, a dude that rich that wants to openly go practice and get punched in the face, then face a real competition with 8 and 10s and no head. Like, y'all
he has passion for the sport and he has opportunity. I'm not saying I don't respect him as a human being, as a man, as a businessman. I'm just saying I would just love to see him. This is my statement. I would love to see Jake Paul fight a professional fighter. That's it.
And so Anderson Silva ain't professional with two. Anderson got more than.
Anderson has a boxing background.
Yeah,
absolutely. Yes, that
he 3-1.
So to me, that's yes.
He lost already.
Yeah, in '97.
That don't matter. He's a real boxer, though. That's all I'm saying.
And he even said, "I'll give you that." You even said that had it been Tommy, had it been Hassan, the respect would have been.
Absolutely.
To me, we gonna have to agree to disagree because I think he a real fighter. And at the end of the day, what you do in the gym matters. Yeah, obviously the fight matters. But it's from what I've seen him do in the gym that makes you a real fighter.
I've been doing this a long time, right? And what I'll say to you is this. I done cooked up a lot of fighters that people think is this and that, right?
And see, I'm not talking sparring. I'm not talking sparring.
I done cooked them up in real fights. I done cooked them up in sparring. And what I will say is this. What I meant is he's on a level where he can hold his own against real fighters. I like what's going on. I think it's very good for him. And, he may actually get there. I'm not going to say he will never, ever be able to get past Anderson Silva, win a title. Right now, I'm just not.
He's an underdog.
I'm just not sure. I'm just not sure. And soon, like how you guys said, fights come with the gladiator thing situation. Early on, if you're in a position of power, you're A-side, you stabbing the guy in the lung, you sending him out there, and you violating him. It's just the handicaps. But once the handicaps go, I will sit down there, and I'm a fan of his. I'm like, that boy the truth.
Right.
That boy the real deal, because he fought this guy with no handicap. And fighters is doing it now too.
A lot of
weird
fighters.
little catch weight stuff.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I mean, I see a dude, he comes out with one of the best ring outfits.
I like his ring outfits.
Shit lit up. He got a robot. Like, at that level, we've never seen this before. So to say that it's not real, he's like breaking the mold. Like Sugar Ray Leonard got paid $40,000 for his pro debut, and he fought in front of some people. It was on, I think, ABC. That ain't what Jake is doing. Like, it's just so different.
It is.
It's so much bigger.
Well,
the pressure is on him.
Well,
everybody's here to see Jake. They don't give a fuck who he's fighting. They want it to be someone sexy, but it's Jake. Can he win? And is someone going to beat him? That's all it is.
And we're going to see. And let me, just like boxing, the cream always rises to the crop. We're going to see. When there's no handicaps and it's just real stuff, we're going to see. And if he ever fights anybody without a handicap, and it's just like, yo, we don't know about this one. Y'all around the same weight and age. Yo, you real. You got my stamp. You are the man. Like, yo, if he ever takes a fight, his position to where it's not kind of like a little spectacle around it.
50-50?
Jake is the guy. I will go and say, yo, get me, I need to buy them trunks. Whatever, like, Jake is the guy. That's all I'm waiting for. And I'm going to give you the stamp of a real 100% Guerrilla 5 fighter.
I mean, he's an underdog right now. Silva, his background has him as the favorite. The bookies, the experts think Jake will lose.
I think that regardless of Silva's age, because of his pedigree, it's a real fight.
Exactly.
I don't even think I think he's 47, but both of them, you scale it, you weigh it. It's like, yeah, I would have liked Rahman or Fury more. I'm not gonna lie to you, it would bring more validity.
See, and it's crazy. I think Anderson brings more than both of those. I swear to God.
So how come? I gotta ask.
He
why?
did beat Chavez. He did beat Chavez a couple
Guys,
years back.
I do gotta wrap it up because we got a Blue Wire show in the Wynn Casino at 12. So we do want to still take this picture with you guys.
Real quick though, Aaron Aponte. I just want to know this weekend, if he wins, he a real fighter?
Aaron Aponte. You know what? Who is that? Just real quick. No shade. Seriously, it sounds familiar, but Aaron Aponte.
No, I was just asking, because that's the standard for Jake. In his 5th fight, you got to see if he a real fighter. I want to see if in Aaron's 7th fight with the amateur background,
YouTuber.
Are you seeing if he's a real fighter in his 7th professional fight?
Aaron Aponte had an amateur background.
Yeah, with an amateur background.
He real. I mean, if he had seriously, if he did,
this guy's a cheater.
If he did the rigmarole in the amateurs, he probably could fight.
No. He's right though, because Jake had an amateur background. So Jake.
Yeah, one fight, right?
Yeah, that's an amateur.
But why? That's so weird because like. Why? Why? Because you got an amateur background that makes you. What about the intelligent kids that skip class? Like, I'm smart, so I skip 6th and 5th and 7th and 8th. Like, I'm intelligent. I'm smarter than. I don't have to do what you did. Y'all tripping.
For me, it's like this, right? When they call you, and in these amateur fights, 90%, 95% of the guys that sign up, don't nobody give a crap about them. And they call you like, bout number 2 to the glove table. Come fight this kid you don't know nothing about. You go to the fights and you don't even know who you're fighting. That's the level.
Yeah, but how many amateurs don't even pan out as good pros? Like, what? You was able to fight someone you don't know.
Is he there we go.
They don't even translate.
This the happy medium, Ness. Is Jake a good pro?
Hell yeah. You asked for knockouts when you came on, and he giving them to you, but now you taking that back, huh?
Let me ask. I just want to know something.
You said if you get the knockouts, you're made for TV. Now he don't want Jake on TV.
Hold on, no,
I do like Jake. I love Jake.
I just want to know one thing from the both of you guys who have an amateur background.
Yeah.
How are you gonna gauge? Because the amateurs is done for. They done for. So how y'all gonna gauge a fighter?
Olympics.
Right, motherfucking next Olympics in this fucking country, y'all can't even represent this country. Y'all boxers, right?
Yeah.
Y'all can't represent this country. So at what point, or how is that gonna work? Because it's like, it's like, to me, the amateurs ain't the amateurs no more. Like,
yeah, you're right.
Like the last Olympics, the guy that was supposed to be there wasn't there because, granted, pandemic, but it was just like, yo, you beat the guy that was there. Yeah, you not there. All because of points. So it's like the amateur system going to shit. Whatever. It been a hella robberies, whatever. Right. Now it ain't even in the Olympics. So what are we staying in here
If you
for?
fight a guy, this is my good question. You're right. If you fight a guy that knows how to fight and throws his punches correctly and has good defense, and you're able to display skill, I'm gonna say you're a good professional fighter, and I'm gonna give it to you. If you don't know how to throw your punches correctly, and you're making rookie mistakes, then I'm not going to look at you as a good professional fighter. If I put you in there if I can name 20 guys on the top of my head that would knock you out that you're not ready for, I don't consider you a good professional fighter.
But Justin, are there not amateurs that had better pro careers and vice versa?
Absolutely, yeah.
So then why are we putting all this stock in the amateur career?
No,
it's about what you're doing.
You're right.
You don't even get paid for the amateurs.
Right. So you just say, so name me 20 fighters in Jake's weight class that'll knock him out. You said if you could name 20, then you're not a good fighter. So if you can name 20, Jake's not a good fighter.
Okay, Tank, Ryan Garcia, they're not even in his weight class. Yes, I said it. I did. Yes, I did.
You
like let's keep it real.
13 more. You already at 7.
So first you came over here saying the commissions need to be careful. Now you want to put Tank versus
but I'm saying I'm saying that they would beat him. I'm just keeping it real.
I wish Tank would take that fight.
Canelo Alvarez.
I mean,
we said that's how highly he think of Jake. He naming the pound for pound elites.
I went to 135s.
No, but
I went to 135,
and they're elites.
No,
and now
name me cruiserweights in his weight class. Name me cruiserweights.
Nobody knows.
He's a cruiserweight.
Okay, Usyk will beat him.
Okay,
he's a heavyweight.
What's the guy that just beat that Usyk beat in the finals? Tabiti will beat him.
Bellew.
Kevin Newman will beat him.
Kevin Newman is 160.
Yeah, he'll beat him.
But you gotta understand. No, because I ain't
gonna lie. I don't know 20 cruiserweights.
We want the well-being of the fighter, and you said the president. I'm 20 names that could knock them out, and we here for the well-being of the fighter. So just like the sanctioning body and just like the commission,
nobody knows 20 cruiserweights. Nobody knows 20 cruiserweights.
So
I'm gonna just keep it. Nobody.
So then Jake cannot not be a good fighter based on your requirements. We do appreciate everybody tuning in. I know we went an hour later. Make sure to tune in 12 o'clock Pacific, as we will be live from the Blue Wire Studios inside of the Wynn Casino and Hotel right here in Las Vegas, Nevada. From the man, the myth, the legend.
But before we go, I do want you guys to go ahead and tell everybody where they can not only find you, but find the podcast and the schedule.
All right, you can find me on Instagram at Kristen D_Angelo. You can find the podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify.
Yo, I can't believe it. Somebody said these Biggs dudes killing Ness and Danny right now.
Yeah,
yeah.
Thank you guys.
Bullshit.
And I love Jake. And Jake, come on to Biggs vs. Biggs podcast, Jake, because we love you.
Biggs vs. Biggs every Thursday, guys. Yeah. Today's a new episode now, the Barclay's Brawl. Gotta tune in.
Yeah, whoever said that, make sure to go tune in, because you about to get blocked from this page.
Hey, give me your handle, Just. Give me your handle.
Yo, guys, it's Justin Biggs, Big Time Biggs. I had a great time. Follow me everywhere. Instagram, Biggs vs. Biggs Instagram page. We're building it up. And I'm just very happy to be on this show. I love these dudes, man. This is a great boxing debate, like some real barbershop stuff. I never get to cut this loose. But thank you for having me, guys.
Thank you so much. We're honored to be here, y'all. For real.
Appreciate it.
Thank you both. And, we look forward to seeing great things. Hopefully one day we could see you guys on the Jake Paul undercard or something like that.
No, not.
Yo, he put y'all on the undercard.
I want to be there, but see what y'all just did. Y'all messed me up. Y'all messed up my money. Hopefully, you fight me.
Ringwalk Danny, Nez GTO, Bo Mason _TB.
YouTube family, don't forget to hit that like button. Subscribe to the YouTube channel. Help us get to that 1 million subscribers. We're on the road to 1 million. And obviously, we have other great content on our Patreon channel. So since this video is over, head on over to our Patreon and check out all the exclusive content or right here on our YouTube members.